It was no bad blood. Candy was doing Broadway. She gave him her blessing and everything like that. So she was cool with it. So it wasn't like that. But yeah, I didn't know this was coming back in 2005 either. Like, who knew? But yeah, the whole reason why Escape came back in 2017 was because somebody was trying to do a movie, a biopic, without their permission. And they were trying to do it and tell their story without them. Which, child, the whole thing, the person who did that, I was like, and Candy, she didn't name drop. Because she was, she has a YouTube channel, so I think she talked about it on her YouTube channel. She was talking about her YouTube channel or in this interview. The interviewer, they dropped the name, they said the name, so then Candy said the name because it was already, the interviewer already had already put it out there. So this person was a producer on Real Housewives of Atlanta, which I didn't know until I was watching clips of Real Housewives of Atlanta online. And in one of the clips, it was showing, how to get in an episode starting, shows you the credits, like the main credits, basically. And he was a producer. So I'm like, okay, he was a producer of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I saw him on Real Housewives of Atlanta with another cast member because something had happened, so they had to get production involved. So I won't go into all that. But, and then Candy said that this person had did business with her husband and they worked in the same building. And yes, I do remember this part. She said his name, but it wasn't negative. But she said his name on her YouTube channel. She's like, yeah, so she said it twice. She said it in an interview and then she said it on her YouTube channel. She's like, yeah, this person had a office in our building. And then she actually showed his office on her YouTube channel. So I'm just like, and then she was basically saying like, I don't understand why this person would do this. And when they knew each other, but she said her husband and him had fallen out. So maybe they was trying, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But she don't know why he would try to do a movie about her group without her permission and try to get her, for her to produce it. How's somebody else gonna tell you a story? Like, come on. I don't understand. And then he worked on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I was like, why would he do that? I just don't understand that. And then so this person tried to do a movie, so they came back together to shut that down. They shut it down, and Candy said, I never knew how it got shut down, but Candy said it fully. She was like, shout out to Kathy Hughes, who's over at TV One. She's a black lady. She's a black woman, so she was like, yeah, I don't think it's fair for somebody else to share or try to tell a black woman's story. So she canceled it. She pulled the movie deal out. And then when you're in the network, even if you do sign a contract, I do believe in the contract. Because I know even like a regular job, they were like, well, yeah, you're agreeing to this, but we do have the right to not work with you at any point if we choose to. So, yeah, Kathy Hughes stopped the movie from happening. So I'm just like, well, dang. So, yeah, I said all that to say, they said that they were supposed to be doing a movie with Bravo. And I'm just, first of all, I'm like, I hope this ain't, because I've seen in the past with other entertainers and reality stars that networks won't let them go to other networks to share their life story. Like they can do other shows on networks, like if it's a talk show, if it's a competition show, or a different ensemble show, then they're cool with that. But if it's something that is like to the brand of them, quote unquote, as far as the brand of that person, they were like, okay, if you're sharing your life story, then you can't go anywhere else. So I don't know if that's the case, because I'm like, dang, Bravo trying to have all Candy's reality stuff, you know what I mean? Because she's I think somebody said she did 6 shows with them. She did Old Lady Gang for sure, SWV and Escape, and then she had all her other limited series and specials with them. So I'm like, dang, they trying to make sure they keep Candy, when it comes to that. But hey, it's business. So yeah, I said that's. I'm keep going on tangents, child. Tiny said they were supposed to be doing a biopic with Bravo. So I'm like, what happened to because I know it takes years to get that stuff together, especially with all 4 members, they sharing their part of it, because you got to share with the writers and tell them what happened so they can actually put it into a script, and you got to cast it, and you got to get production, and you got to schedule it, and you got to, so I know it's a lot that goes into it, but I'm like, dang, this ain't happening. And then of course COVID happened, and they said this before COVID happened, so I'm like, dang, where the movie at? Because I got to see what happened, because that's the story I'm interested in. Another story I'm interested in, thanks to Candy, and I mean this in a positive way, that's not me saying it sarcastically, the Brat story. She shared just a taint of it on Speak on it on Candy's YouTube channel. I'm like, yeah, I definitely got to see her show. Movie. She definitely do a movie. And Nivea, child, I'm like, yeah, Nivea definitely got to do a biopic because her story, oh my God. Like, so yeah, I want to see, and I would love to see Mary Mary's story. I don't know how Tina feels because she says she didn't have the best, she didn't have the best experience with reality TV. Obviously, Erica didn't mind because she did another show with TV One, and she's also said she didn't. She thought the reality show was a good thing. In her interview, what was I about to say? Oh, and she was like, "Yeah, the show we didn't get canceled. It wasn't that the ratings weren't good. We just, decided to not do it." So yeah. So I would love to see either a Mary Mary or Erica Campbell biopic because, man, I would just love to see that. I got signed to, I was working with this network and, being part of that network, they emailed me and they invited me to come to this event at Tyler Perry Studios. But during that time, I was in college and the event was in Atlanta, of course, because that's where Tyler Perry Studios is. So I couldn't go because for one, I was in school. And two, I didn't have a budget. You know what I mean? I wasn't getting paid for entertainment at that point. So I didn't have it to go to Atlanta from where I was to, so I didn't have it to go, honestly. And it just didn't work out. I was in school, so even if I did have it, I couldn't go. So yeah, I couldn't go. But this was actually before the grand opening, so I would have been there before everybody saw what was, everybody had their own sounds, like certain celebrities had their own sound stage and everything like that. So yeah, I would have been there before that, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. But I'm still hopeful because I really do look up to Tyler Perry, for real, because of course I don't do what he does on his level, but as far as like doing shows like back to back to back to back, whether you guys follow me on social media or you guys follow my other shows, like I do web series and I do podcasts all back to back. Like literally in this month of July, I've had 4 different shows air. And I've had, I think since last year, or at least this year, I've had podcasts air every month. So just back to back, content episodes. I really do look up to him for that. But for one, he has a whole team, you know what I mean? But even with that, he's still a writer, director, producer, creator, you know what I mean? So he's kind of, when it comes to like the main stuff, he is like a one-man show with that, you know what I mean? So I do look up to him for that. But yeah, I really do look up to him. I'm really proud of him for being able to achieve being a billionaire in like 20 years. Like that's, for a black person, that's not typical because, we have to face all these hurdles because of our skin color and things like that. We have to prove ourselves even more than other people. So you know that, the whole nine. But for him to do that and to have so many TV shows and have so many films and plays and tours and even, I don't think people realize, but he's written like music for his plays and for his, you know what I mean? So like even like the soundtrack or like the, I don't know if he's written music for his films, but for sure with his plays, he's written a lot of that music. So for him to even be a songwriter, producer, a director, a creator, a writer, if I didn't say that, like that's a lot. You know what I mean? So he's literally running his own empire. But I think the thing that keeps Tyler Perry blessed is that he helps people and he helps other communities. Like I don't have my facts straight on this, but I believe the source that I read was correct. I think he's building like a community or a mall somewhere in America with, the U.S. With Bishop T.D. Jakes. He gives back. I mean, he even helped Meghan Markle and Prince Harry during their situation. And he's literally the godfather of one of their children. So I'm just like, this man, he's super successful, but he still helps and he still gives back. And he even paid Cicely Tyson like $1 million or millions or something. Definitely someone M on it. Definitely was something with all them zeros. Because of how much she's worked in the industry, but also so she didn't have to work if she didn't want to in her older age. So just things like that, you don't have to do that. He's literally created jobs for hundreds of people with really good salaries from what I hear, who can take care of their families and who, he's changed people's lives with that, not even just from the resume building, but from the money. They can take care of their families and they can be more comfortable. So yeah, I really do look up to Tyler Perry, and I'm really grateful for him and what he's doing in the industry. I think he's really just getting started, to be honest with you, because he's middle aged, so like, yeah, he's just getting started. Oh God. So this next we still talking about entertainment films, but this next thing I'm about to say, I have to be careful because it is over on social media, and I'm not a believer of outing people. I'm a believer of sharing my experience and my perspective of things, but for one, I don't want to get sued for defamation, and two, I don't want to talk and share names because I don't think people realize, like, when they do that, they feel like, oh yeah, I'm justified because they did this. To me, it makes other professionals look like, oh, okay, well, if I don't do what they want me to do, or if I have a misstep, they're going to out me, and then that's going to make my business look bad, make me look bad, and that's going to take opportunities away from me. So I think about the whole thing. So no. But yeah, I said all that to say, I was working on, because I had pictures with this person on social media, so I'm still trying to, carefully tiptoe a little bit. I'm going to give you the real, though. I'm going to give you the tea. But yeah, so I went to one of their events. We had talked, and they was like, oh, okay, yeah. We was chit-chatting, and they were like, yeah, what are you doing? And they were telling me what they were doing. I was like, okay, cool. It was a real calm, cool conversation, real genuine and down to earth. So I was like, okay, yeah, this person's really cool, because they were telling me stuff that they hadn't told. Maybe they had told, I don't know. What they told me did seem like something they wouldn't tell people. And it was very, like, huge. It was very huge, what they were telling me, what they were about to do. So they were like, yeah. And then later, after that event, I think like a few months later, they were asking me pretty much, they wanted me to take some time off my calendar so I can work on one of their projects. And this is the first time that this had ever happened.